guys, welcome to Divine Time with Nikki Taylor. I'm super casual and comfy tonight. Okay, so I'm so excited to read for you guys. If you're watching and it's your first time, let me lay it out for you. There is a free option, which is one oracle card. It's going to be very brief reading, and I'm really going to be urging you guys to tap into your own intuition as I pull the oracle cards as well. And then if you guys choose to jump via the jump button with a donation, you're going to get a mini reading. So that's going to be a 3 to 4 card reading. I'm going to give you all the information I receive. And then it's important to know that donation, it helps us be here, right? It helps us be supported so that we can spend our time being here with you guys reading. And then $1 of it also goes to St. Jude's Children's Hospital, which is really lovely. So I'll be going through the list and reading for you guys. So that's the deal. All right, let's start looking. So it looks like we got Hannah T to start. So Hannah, let me know you're here. I really want to engage with you guys, so I appreciate your comments. I want you guys to let me know that you're here and ready for your reading. I'm not going to start reading until I know that you're here, that you didn't walk away from the computer to get a snack or something. And then with the oracle cards, there's no questions. I'm just going to pull the card for you. But if you guys use the jump button and donate, you're going to have the option of leaving a question so we can unpack that information a little more clearly. So Hannah T, go ahead and let me know you're here, honey, and I'll pull an oracle card for you. I've got a couple oracle decks here that I use. There's Hannah. Okay, so Hannah, your oracle card for tonight is going to be, sorry if that's a little dark to see, realizations and epiphanies. And so it's interesting because this one isn't future-based. I feel like a lot of the oracle cards, a significant amount of them are based on kind of what's coming, kind of what to expect. This card for you, Hannah, is what you're already in. So this is present experience. And so it's really important for you to pay attention to the signs. Have you ever seen, there's a movie, I think it's called Bruce Almighty, and it has Jim Carrey in it. And he's asking God, he's like, God, like, give me a sign, right? And he's driving and like a truck cuts in front of him and there's a big sign on the back that says, stop, you're going the wrong way. And then he's like, he's repeating himself, God, if you're real, give me a sign, come on. And like another sign pops up. But the thing is that he's distracted because when he's asking God for a sign, he has a very specific example of what that looks like, and it's preventing him from seeing the signs that are being given. So it's important for you to really remove yourself from tight framework around how the universe speaks to you, how God speaks to you, whatever language you want to use revolving around that, and pay attention and open yourself up to the signs that are coming your way. Okay. All right. So let's see who is next. Okay, so Kita K Love, you're next. So let me know that you're here and I'll pull an oracle card for you. Sorry, my light's a little dim. There we go. All right, Kita K Love, let me know you're here, honey. There she is. Hannah Thomas says, thank you. You're welcome, sweetheart. Thank you for coming. All right, Kita K Love, your oracle card is healthcare change, right? So this one I'm really going to leave to you to feel into. What's your body telling you right now? What is your lifestyle like? Aches and pains, This also, our health is more than, it's our mental health as well. So how is your mental health feeling? And how is your lifestyle either aiding or interfering in your vibrant health? And so I'll just call you to really feel into that, sweetheart. Okay, lovely. So we've got our first jump of the night, which is Cassie M. Awesome. Thank you so much, Cassie M. So Cassie, let me know you're here, sweetheart, and I will shuffle up and pull for you. Let me know that you're here, and then let me know what your question is. Let's unpack some information for you. Or you can give me an area, whatever you're comfortable with. Kitty K Love says, wow. I'm assuming that hit home for you, sweetheart. Take care of yourself. You deserve it. Okay, Cassie M says, hello. Hi, sweetheart. Okay, what are we pulling cards for tonight, honey? Cassie says, looking to hear from my brother. Okay, so I have to say, sweetheart, so I'm not doing mediumship. There's just not enough time. For me to do mediumship and to connect with your guys' loved ones, I have to pull on my energy in a way that if I try to pull on it quickly, right? And then it's like it goes up and down, and that's really exhausting. It makes me like physically sick. I like to do that in a private session where I have like an hour to sit down with someone and unpack that kind of information. I'll get a little bit of information through from spirit and from loved ones, but I'm not necessarily opening myself up to connect to them in a mediumship sort of way in this mini setting. As I pull cards for you, I'll definitely leave my energy open enough that if there is something pressing that needs to come through. But let's circle around another topic, honey. Cassie says, okay. So I'll give you a second to feel into what you want to explore with spirit. Cassie, I'm not seeing anything from you, honey. Let me know what you're thinking you want to unpack here. Okay, there we go. So Cassie says, how can I help myself during this time of grief? Lovely. Good. That was a good pivot, sweetheart. That was a really good pivot. Good question. I like that you're exploring how to take care of yourself because you deserve it. So you're definitely on the right track there. Let's pull some cards and see what's going on, how you're processing grief right now. Interesting. Okay, so I've got your tarot cards pulled. I'm going to shuffle up and pull a couple oracle cards here to help orient this information a little easier. Okay, you've got some really beautiful oracle cards showing up, honey. Okay, so Cassie, what's your relationship like, honey? Are you in a relationship right now? Or are you single? Because you've got new love coming your way. I'm always hesitant to say that because I'm like, don't want to offend anyone's current relationship, but you've definitely got new love coming your way, which is interesting. It's part of your healing though, which is why it's coming up. So I'm not going to wait for your response. You can respond to that though, honey, and I'm going to start reading for you. So in your tarot cards, what I've got here, so your question was, how can I take care of myself better during this time of grief, which is such a beautiful question that you're even observing that for yourself. So I'm starting here with the Four of Wands sitting in your past placement. And this is really, so Four of Wands is a fire card, and this is really about a time where you were able to stop and be grateful. It's interesting because it's like the silver lining here. And I want to be careful here because when someone's grieving, you know, we don't want to use a lot of cliches, right? Because it can feel dismissive and devalidating of your grief. But there's like a silver lining here. Okay, so Cassie says married and very loved. Okay, well, you've got this card of, we'll talk about that in a second. Okay, so it's like the silver lining here for you is that you're able to look around and feel immense gratitude for the relationships that you have in your life and for the blessings that you have in your life. That sounds like such a cliche, right? But for you, it's just really true. Like that's what this loss has brought you. It's brought you the contrast. It's the duality. It's like we couldn't know what up was if we didn't have down for reference. Up wouldn't mean anything if it didn't have an opposite, which is down, right? Left wouldn't mean anything if it didn't have an opposite, which is right. So it's like loss wouldn't mean anything if we didn't have the opposite of loss, which is connection and communion with others. And so you're really tuning into that right now. It's like you're feeling this immense grief, and at the same time, you're looking around and you're seeing where you're loved and provided for. I want you to understand that that is part of your support during this time, and you can support yourself by continually feeling the comfort in that, right? Spirit just wants you also to know not to tap into any guilt. So sometimes you can feel guilty because it's like you're grieving, but you also are like feeling really cared and loved for at the same time. And you're like guilty that you're getting nourished while you're supposed to be suffering is what we think, right? We're not supposed to suffer and be nourished at the same time. And that's just not how it works. It's okay for you to be nourished right now by your friends and family. As you move into your present placement, we've got the Six of Swords here, which is boundaries. It is really, really, really important for you to say no to things right now. If your energy levels are low or you need time for yourself, it's time for you just to say no, take time off, put down commitments, and just allow yourself to have time in the physical world to process your grief. That's extremely important. Historically, you haven't always had the best boundaries. You've been like, well, I committed to that, so I'm going to do it, even though it doesn't matter if you committed to it, if it just makes you like sick to your stomach doing it, or you can't stand showing up at that place of work or whatever it is. As you move into the near future, Spirit's really wanting you to focus on your career and getting something going for yourself independently. So Spirit would like to see you working for yourself and doing something creative or something that you're passionate about. So when I say creative, I want you to be careful with that because a lot of people have associations with the word creative. They think, I mean, you have to be doing something crafty. When I say creative, I mean creating something for yourself, something original, something that lights you up inside. When people ask you what you do, you're like, you tell them and you're passionate about it, right? Now, how much money you make from that is up to you. That doesn't matter, but it is about the participation and the collaboration with your passion, which is what Spirit's wanting you to do. That's your way out of the grief. Okay, let's talk about the love card now. So the reason I asked if you're in a relationship, because you've got this card of new love coming your way, which is interesting. So if you're in this really happily connected marriage, you guys are going to be deepening that for sure. So it is under the caveat of new love, meaning it holds the energy of new love, of let's say reinvigorated love, right? Also, there's different stages in relationships. So you love someone like based on a season in your life and the season of who you guys were when you met. Cassie says, so true about the boundaries. Yeah, that's a big one for you, honey. You guys are going to be definitely coming into a new season. So even though it's not a new person, it's going to be new love because it's going to deepen. It's going to be different. You guys are going to be appreciating each other differently. Energy changes, right? There's something really sacred about grieving alongside somebody that you love, and someone that you love witnessing your grief. That's a sacred experience that you guys are having. And I think that it's going to really strengthen your bond and how you guys approach each other in your darkest times, and how you guys learn how to support each other. In your oracle cards, I see welcome the new, which is definitely when we're talking about career stuff and just getting passionate about something. I say career because it may feel like a hobby at first, but I see you being able to make money doing this, because when you're passionate about it, you want to get it to people. And the way we get stuff to people is through commerce, and then we're compensated. So that's just kind of how it works in our society. I see spiritual growth attached to your boundaries. So the more you implement boundaries and advocate for yourself, the more your spiritual growth is going to go up. I see you being able to connect with your brother as well. Cassie says that's so beautiful about a bond being stronger. Yeah, I mean, I can't say it enough. What you guys are going through it's a sacred experience. Like, not, many people get that. And it's another, I guess, silver lining, you could say, to get to hold each other in that sacred space while you're unraveling this grief and these experiences and coming through the other side. Okay, boundaries and spiritual growth are tied together. And then as far as the career passion thing, keep the faith. That's the card associated with it. So you're going to have times where you're like, well, that doesn't make sense on paper. It doesn't matter. It's not about what makes sense on paper. Do you believe in it? Do you feel good about it? Act as if. That's manifestation. Live like it's happening, because it is. So good things are coming your way for that, sweetheart. And my just really sincere condolences to you for your loss, sweetheart. Thank you for coming tonight. Oh, excuse me. My energy levels are a little low today. I think energy levels are low across the board. Okay, let's see. So I don't see any more jumps right now. Cassie says, thank you so much, sweetheart. You're very welcome. Thank you for coming, honey. Be well. Okay, let's see. Let's do Lisa next. Lisa, if you're here, let me know you're here, sweetheart. I'll pull an oracle card for you. And I'm not going to go super in-depth on the oracle cards tonight, guys. If you're wanting more in-depth reading, it's going to be in your best interest to jump. It's an energy exchange, so it's going to make it easier for me to receive, because this is energy work that we're doing. And believe it or not, money is energy. It is the great experiment, money is, right? It's a way to teach us how to engage with our energy in an external way. And it's energy wearing a mask. That's why we all have such personal and intimate relationships with our money. Okay, so Lisa says, I'm here with a little heart emoji. Okay, so let me shuffle up. I'll pull an oracle card for you. And I'm pulling from the Language of Light deck from you, Lisa. I felt called to do that. Oh, lovely. You know what? We're just talking about money, honey. Okay, so you've got this card, Expansion. Okay, so this shape on the card that you see is called the Merkaba. Okay, it's a sacred geometry shape. You can Google that. I'm not going to give a whole backstory on that because there's a lot of information. And then you can see the chakra system here in the picture. You see the root chakra, the solar chakra, the heart, those balls of color leading up the Merkaba. And then you see the number on here is 44. So 4 plus 4 is 8. In numerology, we always break it down to a single digit. So when we're talking about expansion, we're talking expansion of your personal energy, your chakra system, your Merkaba, which is your personal sacred geometry. It's how you vibrate in the world. Your sacred vibration, your sacred geometry is going through expansion right now. And specifically because it's encompassed under the number 44, which is 8, we're talking about money for you too. This is a point in your life where it's time for you to start thinking about bringing in money. What do you want to do? What do you want to be when you grow up, my love? It's time to start thinking about that. Know that how you engage with your money and your identity revolving around a career. And I really do, it is a matter of thinking about what you want to be when you grow up. Like, you really want to think about it like that, because it's a role that you're stepping into. And that role is very energetic, and it's going to determine what your finances look like. So I want you to think about who you want to be, and what kind of role you want to be in. Do you want to make money helping people? Do you want to make money sharing your story with people? Do you want to be seen, heard, and valued? Do you want to make other people feel seen, heard, and valued? You need to think about what your overall goal is when it comes to your job role, like in life. Like, what do you want to be when you grow up? Think about it under the surface. We all have that, like, I want to be an astronaut. I want to be a lawyer, a doctor. But what does that mean? Someone who wants to be a doctor, if you go under the label, they want to heal people. They want to be a healer. So I want you to think about what you want to be when you grow up. And then I want you to go under the surface. And then I want you to think about how you can do that outside of that role. So someone who wants to be a healer doesn't necessarily have to be a doctor, right? They don't have to work in the health profession at all. They can be a healer in many different ways. So it's important for you to get clear on that in order to bring finances into your life. You've got some time, though, before you're going to bring some legitimate finances into your life. You've got years. You're young, so, but that's okay. You're starting the process now. It's more about self-development right now, and the expansion of your personal energy. Okay. I know I always say I'm going to give short readings. I'm just going to do, and then I can't help but give you guys the information that I have, though. Okay, so we've got Cassie Lake. Jumped. Awesome. Thank you so much, Cassie. So Cassie, let me know you're here, sweetheart, and then give me an area of that we're unpacking for you, my love. Awesome. Lisa says, oh, wow, I've been seeing 44 a lot. Thank you. Isn't that perfect how the universe works? Letting you know. You're welcome, honey. Okay. Cassie Lake says, I donated Gotcha. Awesome. Thank you so much, Cassie. But what do you want me to pull cards for you about, honey? Okay, so Cassie says, hi, Nikki. If my career opportunities, you want to know if your career opportunities are going to pay off. Okay, so let's take a look. Let's unpack that a little more clearly. Because I think you actually want to know more than that. So is it worth it? I mean, yeah, there we go. That's what I was like. I was like, yeah, we're going to get clear on that. Okay. Yeah. So Cassie says, is it worth it? I mean, you want to know if you are extending your energy appropriately and that there'll be an even compensation of energy for you so you don't end up depleted from this, from your endeavors. Okay. Okay, so I can tell you, I'll go through the cards, but I can tell you from looking at your cards, yes, it will pay off, but there's going to be a period of restriction. So things are going to tighten up and you're going to feel like, oh, Cassie says exactly right. Your explanation was much better. I didn't mean to reword what you said because it's better. I was rewording it for myself so I could hear it back out of clarity. The way that you worded it was lovely, sweetheart. I tend to be very wordy with things, but I'm a Mercury sign. Messenger, communication. Okay, so you're going to have this period. It is going to pay off. It's going to pay off for you, but you're going to have a period of restriction where it tightens up. It's like I don't know where you live, but every town has a bridge, right? And you're crossing the bridge and it's like traffic is just crap. And then you get across the bridge and it's like, where'd all the traffic go? Like, it's always like this funnel, right? So you're going to hit the narrow end of the funnel for sure. And you're going to feel restricted. You're probably going to have to tighten your belt. Your time and schedule is going to be restricted. But you are going to come out the other side. So let me explain to you, let me pull an oracle card first, and then let me go through the cards and kind of walk you through the storyline of why I'm seeing that. So you can feel confident. Oh, okay. And Cassie, I'm showing that you have some grief work to do as well, which is interesting. So I'm not sure if you've had a loved one who's passed too, but Spirit also says, remember that you can grieve old parts of ourselves, because grief comes with loss, right? So whenever we feel that we've lost something, when we weren't ready to release it yet, that's when we have grief, because it's resistance. Grief is actually resistance. It's a resistance to losing either a person or a way of life or a path or a part of ourself, a relationship that we weren't ready to let go of, right? So we resist that and we experience suffering in the form of grief. I want you to know that our physical body takes the form of our emotions, right? That's why there's a Native American chief who said that when we're angry, they call it the anger spirit. And when the anger spirit enters your body, we tend to get really tight. We get clenched up. We grit our teeth. We look down. We can't make eye contact with someone because we're so mad. So they say that's the anger spirit forming your body into a shape that best suits it. So the way that they say to release the anger spirit then is to change your form, your sacred geometry. So you look up, you unclench your teeth, you unclench your hands, you open your chest. And then it's hard to be like this, restricted, right? So with that, it's the same thing with grief, right? When we're grieving, we want to hunch our shoulders. We want to protect our chest. Cassie says, yes, that makes perfect sense. So when we're grieving, whether it's the loss of a relationship, parts of our life, whatever, we grieve through our chest. It's the Chinese metal element. It's where we process grief through our lungs. And so we want to kind of hunch our shoulders in, cave our chest in. So a way that we can get our body to stop forming to that so we can release it is we pull our shoulders back and we put our chest out, we stretch it out, and we release that. Okay. We don't form our body into a shape that will hold that emotion anymore. It makes it incompatible. Okay. Now that is done, because Spirit wanted to get that to you, let's talk about the career, sweetheart. Okay, so the first card I have in your little story about career is the Knight of Pentacles, babe. Okay, so the Knight of Pentacles is about patience. It's about not being impulsive. The Knight, typically as an archetype, is very impatient. The Knight's always running into battle. He's got a sword drawn. He's like, where's the fight, right? And then the Pentacles is about money, right? It's about the material world and physical wealth. So this is saying it's been important for you to not practice being impulsive and being patient. You've been in it for the long haul. You've really had to be, what's the word? Like not aggressive, but you really had to take initiative without being impulsive, which is like a fine line when it comes to career and finances. Patience is your biggest strength here. When I move into your present, you've got a major arcana card, which is called Temperance. So temperance is about balance, right? And it's about harmony. This is something that you've been doing with great diligence, but it has felt like at your expense. So to maintain balance in your life, it has taken like a full-blown juggling act, right? Like now others might from the outside are like, wow, she does that with so much grace. They would never suspect that you're pulled a million different ways, but boy, do you know it. Know that this is still, the universe is saying, you're not experiencing the difficulties and complexities of this juggling act for no reason. It definitely serves a purpose. It's not for you to suffer or to feel depleted or exhausted. It's part of the it's part of your tool set that's getting you to success when it comes to career. Now you've got another major arcana card associated with career, which is the World. Okay, so the World is about completion. Okay, this is you bringing your journey full circle to completion, in a way that you feel that full circle moment, right? You know, in a movie where it's like everything comes full circle and the main character, it's like they finally, you know, they grew up in a rough neighborhood and now they're back in that neighborhood mentoring youth or something. It's our life. All the loose ends come together and meet. This is all the loose ends coming together and meeting for you. How that looks for you, I'm not sure. It does come after a period of the Eight of Swords, though. Okay, and remember, now swords is the metal element, which is that Chinese element I talked about with grief in the lungs. So you're going to have a period where you feel restricted. You're going to have a period where you feel like you've given more than you've gotten, where you've been taken from and depleted, because that's what grief is too. We feel like a loved one's been taken from us. That job was taken from us. That relationship was taken from us. So you're going to come into this like tight end of the funnel, and you're going to have to just really keep the faith and do a lot of body work. I want to see you doing yoga where you're stretching that chest. I want to see you using your physical body to reorient your energy and your auric field during this time. And know that you do, right? So you do come through it with the Three of Pentacles. And for this deck, the author used the word recognition to best describe the Three of Pentacles. I think in your case, this is good vernacular to use, because it is that full circle moment. It's recognition of your hard work, and it's being compensated both financially, but through, I was going to try to think of another language, but it's just recognition. It's being recognized as a master of your craft, which is great. It's having status as well. So I love that for you. So I want you to see about some yoga classes. Get one of those foam rollers. You can do YouTube, some good chest stretches. A lot of your power lies in keeping your body formed a certain way. It sounds silly, but sometimes the simplest stuff is really powerful, honey. Okay, so I think we've got another jump. Okay, so this is LaShonda Garden. And if I said your name wrong, if I ever say anybody's name wrong, spell it phonetically for me, because your names are sacred, valuable. I don't want to mess them up. And then Cassie, thank you for donating. I'm really grateful. And St. Jude's Children's Hospital is grateful too, I'm sure. And those kids and their families. Okay, I'm just looking at this name again. It's LaShonda Garden. So let me know you're here, sweetheart. I'm going to shuffle up and pull for you. Okay, I'm going to do an oracle pull while I'm waiting for LaShonda. Let's do Amy. Amy, if you're here, sweetheart, I'm going to pull an oracle card for you while I'm waiting for LaShonda. So Amy, go ahead and let me know you're here, honey. Cassie Lake says, thank you so much. Everything made perfect sense and just what I needed to hear. Funny you went to say another language. My uncles in spirit are Filipino, and I could hear them talking. They're speaking Tagalog to you. Thanks again, Nikki. You're amazing. You're so welcome, sweetheart. Thank you for coming, honey. Okay, there's Amy. Amy, I'm going to pull an oracle card for you. And then LaShonda, honey, I want you to let me know you're here so I can pull your reading. And thank you for donating. right, Amy, your oracle card is parental care. It's interesting because this is in the past. I don't really get that with oracle cards very often. So Spirit wants to talk about you doing a little bit of well, I say a little bit, a lot of it of inner child healing. So you need to go back in and talk to little Amy at some specific time periods where she had experiences and there wasn't an adult who was emotionally intelligent enough, emotionally present enough to go in and say, hey, honey, I know you had that experience just now, and they weren't able to help you unpack it or walk you through it. So then you formed belief systems around it. It's funny because the parental care card is more of a lack of parental care in certain situations, right? So there were specific time periods in your life where you had experiences and there needed to be an adult present to offer perspective, to say, whoa, I know you just had this experience, but let me help you unpack that because, you know, your 8-year-old mind is going to process it this way and that's incorrect, right? And I want you to carry it into adulthood. You didn't have an adult there to help at that time because they weren't just able to be present enough to do that, and they didn't have that mindset. I think 8 years old is actually a really significant age for you too. Amy says, wow, with an exclamation point. I want you to know, though, that it's okay and it's not shaming parents, right? Because listen, I say this from experience, and it took me a long time to be able to say this, but, you know, our parents did the best they could. Oh, Lord, they did the best they could. So it's not too late for you to reparent yourself, honey. That's the beauty of it. You get to go in and be everything for yourself that you need to be, right? Okay, so LaShonda, honey, I'm not seeing you. I want to see you because you donated. I want to get you on here. Let's get your reading, babe. LaShonda Garden. So if I'm saying your first name wrong, last name Garden. So, okay. While I'm waiting for... Oh, okay. So we've got Bella. So Bella donated and jumped. Thank you, sweetheart. So Bella, go ahead and let me know you're here, honey, and I'll shuffle up. Amy says, thank you so much. You're welcome, Amy. Oh, okay. So is Paj, Chia, Bella? You guys let me know if your screen names are different. I like to connect with your guys' real names too, because they hold energy. Okay, so Lisa Rain is here, and she says, hello, Nikki. I'm LaShonda Lisa Rain. Okay, lovely. And then, no, don't be sorry. Don't be sorry, Bella. It's just clarification. You didn't know unless I told you. So no apologies here. So Paj Chia says, yes, LOL, sorry. Okay, under Bella. Gotcha. Okay, okay, so I'm going to read for LaShonda first. And then Bella, I'm going to have you repost your question in a minute, sweetheart. So LaShonda Lisa Rain, let me know what we're unpacking, sweetheart. And thank you for donating. Let me know what your question is, what you want to sort out. And Lisa says, you said it perfectly. Lovely. Good. I'm glad. Your name is valuable. So go ahead and put your question up, sweetheart, Lisa, LaShonda, and then I will shuffle up and pull cards for you. Let's get you some clarity, babe. Yeah. Oh, there she go. I am here. So Lisa Rain, I'm not sure if you have a lag in your timing, maybe. Okay, but I know that you're here, so I need you to post your question, honey. What you want me to pull cards for. But I'm going to read for Bella because I think she's able to come through a little bit quicker. So I want you to get your question ready to post so I can pull cards for you. Okay, so Bella Pashchia, put your question up, sweetheart, and I'm going to pull cards for you. There we go. Pashchia says, could I possibly hear from Spirit anything to help lift myself up or even with my spiritual journey too? Yeah, lovely. Let's look at how you can lift yourself up. Good question, babe. I like that. Because how can I help myself? How can I help lift myself up? You're your greatest support system. What a beautiful question. I really like that. Ooh, your cards are shuffling like butter too, sweetheart. Okay, Bella says, I love your reading, by the way. Oh, thank you, sweetheart. Okay. Okay. So I've got some tarot cards pulled for you. I'm just going to shuffle up a couple of oracle cards. And then we got about 15 minutes left. So Lisa Rain, I want to make sure that you have your question ready and you're ready to post it as soon as I'm done for Bella. Okay, honey? Because you jumped, so I want to make sure you get your reading. Not that I can't go a little bit over, but I just want to make sure you're all ready to go, sweetheart. Okay. Awesome. Okay, Bella. So I have to say you've got a couple different readings coming through. I pulled 3 oracle cards for you. And okay, so when we're talking about how you can best provide for yourself so that you can lift yourself up, especially regarding your spiritual development, your biggest one is get some rest. Seriously. Okay. So this is not just about the quantity, it's about the quality. Okay. What is your bedroom like? Do you have a TV in your bedroom? Is there laundry on the floor? Is your room just an energy leak? Do you need to clean stuff up, put pillowcases on the bed? Do you need new sheets? Do you have curtains so that light's not leaking through? Your bedroom needs to be an oasis. You need to make it so that you can be getting really good quality rest. Okay. I'd like to see electronics out of your bedroom. If you're watching TV or watching laptop and stuff in your bed, I'd like to see, I know that's kind of a major life change. But Pashtia says so hard. My mind keeps racing. I know. So here's the thing though, is that you have to give yourself the best possible chance of letting your mind quiet down. I'd like to see you off electronics at least an hour before you go to bed. At least an hour, if not more, if not 3 hours before you go to bed, so that you can let these centers of your brain that are lit up by that blue light in electronics, including your cell phone, computers, what have you, you can let those calm down before bed. I want you to think about your caffeine intake. Remember, caffeine's not just in coffee, it's in soda, it's in, whatever, teas. I want you to think about what your caffeine intake is like. So this is about supporting yourself. Support yourself. If your mind's racing at night, now the thoughts that your mind's racing about aren't going to just go away, but they're not going to be fueled by caffeine, fueled by electronics, fueled by not having a restful bedroom. Bella says, been getting into meditation lately, but scared if I get into it so much, I won't hear baby. Yes. Okay. Fair enough. Gotcha. And so I love meditation for you. And so it's funny that you mentioned meditation because another train that I want to get on with you is that rest isn't just about sleep, right? So rest is about letting our mind have a reprieve from worries, we're worrying about the past. We're fearing the future, right? We got a little bit of depression, a little bit of anxiety. Right. Is there a little bit of postpartum? Okay, so you've got the dreamer card here. So, and you just mentioned baby, but is there a baby who passed? Because I said you have 2 readings here because you've got oracle cards and then you've got tarot cards. The tarot cards are where baby comes through. And since you mentioned that, I just want to go ahead and bring it up now. Is this a rainbow baby for you? Oh, just a newborn. His dad passed. Okay, that's really interesting. Okay, I'm so sorry for your loss. No wonder your mind's racing, sweetheart. Okay. So, okay. Give me just a second here. Okay, so first oracle card I flip over for you is support, right? You're asking how you can support yourself. I'm like, good on you for asking how you can support yourself. Bella says, was wondering if he would come through, LOL. So he's not coming through specifically because I'm not open for that right now. I don't see him at the door. I'm not communicating with him. My energy's not, I haven't allowed myself to expand my energy that much, but reference to him is coming through in the cards for sure. Connected to the baby, which is why I asked if it was a rainbow baby, because there's a passing associated with the baby. So I was thinking maybe reincarnation. It's really important for you to itinerize your support system right now. So I love that you're asking how you can support yourself. That's the best question I've got all year, babe. But I want you to get clear on how people can support you and who is your support system. I want you to get clear with people, like if you have a friend who happens to be a really good listener, say, hey, like I've noticed you're a really good listener and you know, I've been having a little bit of a hard time. If I'm having a hard time, can I call you in the middle of the night? Or, you know, maybe you've got another friend and you call them and you say, hey, you know, I've noticed you're really patient. And so I was wondering if you wouldn't mind coming and just holding the baby while I take a shower and meditate and stuff. Like, would you be available for that? I just want you to get really clear on who your support system is. And then I want you to communicate with your support system. It's like getting your team ready and letting them know, hey, I'm needing some support. I've noticed you're really strong in this area. Can I count on you? Can I call on you? And giving them the opportunity to say, yeah, actually, I'm available for that. And I would love to support you in that way. I know it sounds really cheesy, but this is the new paradigm. This is what we're doing, right? We're not just wishing that people would reach out and then suffering because we're not getting the support we need. We're reaching out to people. We're letting them know how they can support us better because there are so many people who love and want to support you. I do see that situation with baby and being like a new mom and having this newborn is, oh, interesting. This is your baby, right? So this baby's connected to you in multiple ways. Sorry, spirit just stopped me. There's like a whole other connection to this baby. And I almost stopped to say, so this baby has been connected to you. Bella says, just sucks because the burden I feel when I ask others. I hate myself for feeling like that. Yes, my baby. Okay, so this baby has been more than your baby, though. This baby has been a sibling. Like this is like reincarnation big time with this baby because you've got a 9 here too, which is reincarnation. Yeah, that's why I asked. It's almost like this baby is your baby. But this baby is your teacher. This baby is almost like a sibling. This baby is like you're going to learn as much from this baby as the baby's going to learn from you. Like this isn't a normal parent-child dynamic. This baby is here for a reason for you. I think maybe his spirit is in my baby too, if that makes sense. I don't think so. That makes sense. I don't think so though. His spirit's close by though. I see the situation with you and the baby being really Lovely. I see a lot of growth coming out of this. I see you guys having a really strong relationship. This is more than just a parent-child relationship. This is a soul connection. You guys are soulmates. So it's hard to think of our children as anything but our children, but think of your child as like a whole person unto themselves, because they are. They have been cycling with you many lives, and are part of your spiritual growth. No feeling guilty about reaching out to your support system. You deserve it. You need to do it. And you have a responsibility to yourself and to baby to do it. So I want you to start making phone calls, sending texts, saying, hey, and start with a compliment. Say, hey, I've noticed that you're a really good listener. And I've always valued that. And I'm really needing some of that right now. If I'm feeling like I need that, can I call on you? Bella says, yes, with him, I will be how I should have been to my spouse. Oh, yeah, that unconditional love. This is your chance to really give unconditional love and to receive unconditional love. That's really beautiful. This is such a big part of your spiritual path. Other than that, getting clear on your support system. I want to see you getting rest. I want to see you getting your bedroom tuned up. Do that for you. You deserve it, okay? Simple niceness goes a long way. Oh my gosh, it certainly does. I want you to invest in yourself when it comes to your room. You hear what I'm saying though? Get a soft rug, get a new comforter if you need it, right? It doesn't have to be expensive, but you do need to have comforts in your bedroom. Soft, get a furry blanket or something. I want you to feel soft and loved and nourished when you're in your bedroom. Okay. So I think the last reading of the night, here's Lisa. Lisa Rain says, yes, I think it's slow. Oh, your connection. It's okay. It happens to the best of us. She says, my love life. I'm separated from husband since last year. Recently, he told me he didn't want to continue. I have tried to move on, but I feel it's hard. Okay, so clarify that for me. Recently, he told you he didn't want to continue. So you guys have been separated since last year, but were you guys still like seeing each other and he told you, hey, we're separated, I don't want to continue? Or he doesn't want to continue the separation? So clarify that for me really quick. That's an interesting dynamic. Okay, so you were trying to make it work with him, but then he doesn't want to. Okay, so it's the first one. You guys are separated, but then still seeing each other. Now he's like over it. Okay, ooh, I have to sneeze, sorry. Usually they come in threes, but okay, 2 was enough. Okay, here we go. All right, Lisa Rain. Okay, now if you guys are watching, if you're just popping on, I see new names. These are the differences. So I just gave a full mini reading to Bella. I'm giving a full mini reading now to Lisa Rain. And so this is the difference. This is what you pay for. So when you guys donate, right? So this is what you get. So keep that in mind when you guys come back on. Oh, thank you. Holly L says, bless you, love. Thank you, sweetheart. I appreciate that. Okay. So Lisa, let's look at, so you're just feeling like you're having a hard time moving forward. He has Leo energy. That's interesting. I wonder where Leo is in his chart. It's somewhere that's causing you trouble, I'll tell you that. Okay, so he's impulsive. He's impulsive. So because he's a fire energy, because he's got Leo in his chart. Right. Okay, so when you guys are regrouping, like when you guys are separated, but then you're like getting back together, you're going off of faith. Excuse me. Whew. You're going off the illusion a little bit. So I say faith, and I think faith isn't quite the accurate word. The more accurate word is illusion. It's you. I don't want it to sound like a criticism or like I'm putting you down at all, because it's totally understandable and we've all done it. But it's like, it's what you want it to be. If you're going off hope, right? This idea, this faith, this illusion that like it can be better, it can be what it used to be. Maybe he doesn't feel how he expressed how he felt. Maybe he does still really love you. Maybe he does want to get back together, right? Because there's an element of rejection here that's really painful for you, right? And so a lot of your desire to keep the relationship going isn't about wanting him. It's about not wanting to be rejected, because that's painful. And specifically not wanting to be rejected by somebody who you were intimate with, who knows you intimately, who knows things about you and understands you. For someone to know you very well and then reject you, that's really personal, right? That must mean there's something wrong with you. They've seen deep into your soul and now they're saying, I don't want that. That's not good, right? Now that's what you're internalizing, and yet that's not the case. It's not about him having seen the intimate parts of your spirit and your psyche, your body, everything, and then saying, I don't want it. It's about him being impulsive by nature. He also, there's a significant time in the marriage where he was just unhappy. He was unsatisfied. I'm not sure if maybe he gained a little bit of weight for a period. He's like coming home and just, they're like, the passion's gone. There was a period where it was just like, you know, kind of that typical when you're in a marriage and at least one partner just becomes totally kind of checked out. His fear of feeling that again is bigger than his love for you. Right? So it's not about him rejecting you and not wanting you, or that there's anything so undesirable about you that he wants to move on. It's that he never wants to go back to that feeling again. And that's the only taste left in his mouth. You can be the most beautiful, vibrant, excellent partner in the world, and it's not enough for him. He always will remember this period where he just didn't feel good about himself, about life, because he was just unhappy. And that's what happens sometimes. Lisa Rain says, yes, on and off. Yes. I think it's just really important for you to get really clear on what the nature of his not wanting to pursue this is, and understand that it's about him. It's not about you. Lisa says he doesn't want to continue the marriage. Yeah. You're delayed. So we got that. We got that part already. Sorry, I'm reading your comments. And so I know that you typed that a while ago. Okay. So, hobbies. It's really important for you to start focusing. I know hobbies is such a silly word. It sounds so flippant, like, oh yeah, like a hobby is going to help me. But hobbies are more than a hobby. A hobby is focus, right? Where our attention goes, energy flows. And our attention is our greatest commodity. The Toltecs knew this, right? What we pay attention to determines our life experience. Spirit wants to see you getting and paying your attention to things that you love, that light you up, that are fun, that are relaxing, that are invigorating, all the spectrum of experience that makes you feel good and makes your life more pleasurable and satisfying. That's what Spirit wants to see you doing, because you're not getting pleasure or satisfaction from your ex. You're getting the satisfaction of intermediate possibility of things working out, intermediate possibility of not being rejected. And that's not worth it. There's no longevity in that for you. So Spirit really wants to see you moving on, sweetheart. And not moving on with someone else right now, moving on with getting into things you love, finding what you want to do. If you already have hobbies, it's such a light word. Passions, let's replace the word hobbies with passions. If you already have passions, you're going to want to start participating in those. Let me know your age really quick, though, because your next 6 cycle is when you're going to bring in love. Yeah, you say he's a Virgo, so that's his sun sign. but he's got Leo in his chart. So we're all born with a chart. And so we have all the planets. So when we walk around going, I'm a Virgo, I'm a Leo, I'm a whatever, what we mean is our sun is in Virgo. Our sun is in Leo, because that's our solar chakra, our solar plexus, our I am energy. But we also have a moon, and our moon is in something, and our rising sign is in something, and our Mercury is in something, which is how we communicate. We don't all have all the signs in our chart, right? That would be crazy if we did. But he definitely has Leo in his chart somewhere, and it's in a space that is part of the problem. I'm assuming it's maybe in his Lilith. I'm not sure. Okay, if you want to tell me your age really quick, if your time's not lagging too much, you can tell me your age and I'll tell you what your cycle you're in really quick, because you've got a 6th cycle coming up for love. I'm not sure how delayed you are, sweetie. So I think I'm just going to call it like it is instead of waiting. And I don't want you to feel pressured when there's a delay like that. Know that you do have soul love coming to you. It's not right now. So I see it at least a year away, if not more. Okay, so you're in a 1 cycle. Okay. Right. So then I would say 5 years. So I don't know when your next birthday is. So if your next birthday's soon, then it's going to be more closer like to 4 years, which sounds like a long time, but it's really not, right? And it doesn't mean that you won't date or have significant partnerships in that time, but your soul love, like the one that you feel really edified by, and you guys are edifying each other and feeling really like there's a mutual energy exchange, no drama, just a really soul connection. That's coming when your age adds up to 6. Okay. And right now your age adds up to 1, right? Because 6 + 4 is 10, which is 1. So know that you've got that to look forward to. In the meantime, I want you to participate in your passions. That's fun. That's exciting. Like, it's time to do what you love to do, honey. Okay, guys, so I want to thank everyone who came tonight. I'm really grateful for you. Thank you to everyone who donated and jumped. I really appreciate it. I know Journey really appreciates it. I know that those children and their families from St. Jude's Hospital really appreciate it, because $1 of your donation goes to that. And thank you guys for just showing up. Those of you who didn't donate and did a 1-card reading, I appreciate you being here to share your energy and to collaborate with me in that way. I'm grateful for you as well. And I hope you guys have a really lovely night. And I'm going to be back here next Tuesday. So I'll see you guys Tuesday night, 8:30 Pacific time. And then that's 11:30 East Coast. And just look up the time zones, guys. But I'll see you Tuesday. All right. Have a good night, guys, and be well. I wish to stop.